Be a campaign of two halves at the minute. Started very encouragingly, and they've hit the buffers of late with 3 straight defeats. How would you sum up Conte's time at Tottenham, Demba?
I mean, I would say it's tough, you know, because you come in, first of all, in the middle of the season, which he doesn't like to do it, and he accepted the job, and in a team that is struggling. So you have to lift the mood up, you have to lift the quality and everything, and they're kind of up and down.
Yeah.
And now we heard about him a lot talking about like the transfer window, like the interview he gave about the transfer window and everything. And it's difficult to judge because at the end of the day, we don't really know what has been agreed with the owners when he signed. But for sure, the quality of the player they lost is big. They got a couple of replacements, which are good. Like Betancourt, I think is a very good and aggressive working hard player. But the quality that they lost is tremendous.
They hit the ground running though under him to begin with, did they not?
Yeah, I mean, he had a great start, and they were unbeaten in the Premier League for a good amount of games, and everybody was very, very impressed. But just in recent times, it's hit the buffers a little bit, and you know, and he's coming to the press a lot of the time. You know, if I was a player playing under him at the moment, I'd be thinking he doesn't really rate us as a team. The way he keeps coming and saying, "Oh yeah, you know, Champions League in the past, but you know, we're a very different team now." He's always insinuating he's not very happy with the quality of the players, and it's going to take time to build. So, but in general, I mean, everybody knows that Tottenham have employed a winner.
Yeah,
he's been successful everywhere he's been. He's definitely going to need time to fix what's gone wrong in recent seasons. And some of the big players, you know, they're not at the top of the game as well. The likes of Son, the likes of Kane, have not been at the top of the game compared to other seasons as well. So, I mean, he's got a big job on his hands.
You know, he talks repeatedly about fading top 4 hopes, about the mentality needed from his players if they are to reach in the top 4. And also in that recent interview, you spoke about being weaker, having had 4 players leave and 2 come in. Is he just stating facts, or is he being a little bit too negative?
I don't really know the mentality of the players of Tottenham, but one thing is for sure that if you want to make top 4, you need to have a strong mentality. You need to be a winner, which he is in a sense. And if they brought him in, it's probably for him also to transmit to the players that winning mentality in order to be able to reach top 4, because that's gonna be needed. But as Michael said, sometimes when you're a player and you hear your manager moaning about the quality, about this and that, you start thinking, well, if he's not happy, he might just go run away. You know what I mean? It's always difficult. Always difficult.
All right, well, let's have a look at Spurs' position in the race for the top 4. I mean, they're still well in contention, of course. And if you're putting them into contention, you'll have to include Wolves as well. What is your reading of it right now?
Well, of course, Tottenham have got all those games in hands, and that's what you immediately look at, isn't it? But they've squandered a few opportunities recently. They were looking in a very strong position not so long ago. And
have they lost the initiative for you?
They have, yeah. And I think what they really have to do is get the best players firing again. Tottenham have always relied on some big players. You know, they've never had a very, very strong 11 right the way through, let's say, in the last 2 or 3 seasons. They've relied on Son, they've relied on Kane. You know, Lloris in goal made a couple of mistakes lately. So I think they need to get those leaders back playing well, because they're leaders for a reason. You know, a lot of other people will follow if they start upping their performance. And that's got to be key. And you can understand why. I mean, Son's had 1 or 2 injuries. Harry Kane's, you know, almost had a dream move taken away from him and then started the season slowly. And a lot of people question whether it was because he wasn't happy. But now they've just got to get their head down and start performing like we know they can. And Conte's got to, you know, get on a winning streak again, because, of course, at the start it was great. Yeah. But they're really struggling at the moment.
Yeah. They're away to Manchester City later. Have a look at Tottenham's last 9 league results against sides in the top half of the table. They've lost 7 of the 9. They've drawn 2. 2 points. You're looking at that, Demba. Are you looking quite shocked?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, when you see it like that, it becomes real that they just got 2 points out of this.
How do you explain that?
You know, I will always go with, first of all, when you look at the quality of a team, you're thinking they shouldn't have those results. So I will straight go into the team mentality and see what is wrong, what is going wrong. Because mentally, if you manage to bring the players together, they have the quality. This is not a question. But playing as a team is way different than fighting as individuals. And if you can bring that synergy in the team and that collective intelligence that you can transmit from your ideas or from what you think of the game or whatever he did when he was at Juve and other clubs and Chelsea also, if he managed to transmit that, they're going to turn fortune around because they have the quality to do so. But right now, when you look at this, I'm thinking mentally something is wrong.
I can't see you getting any better today.
No, not against
Small matter against Manchester City today, but that is a staggering graphic that we just shown.
Yeah.
2 points out of a potential 27.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And it's not like they played Man City. There's Southampton's in there, there's West Ham's games that you'd still expect them to win. So really worrying.